Hi and welcome to Bedecked. I'm Rebecca and Brian, but you can call me Beck. I have just completed day one of the Career Author Summit. As I'm recording this, it is 9:30 at night. Hi to everyone still in the meeting room. I tried to stay up and party, but as it turns out, I am tired. So yeah, but there were some amazing conversations going on, some really deep stuff being discussed, and they covered a lot of ground. I think they could start to tell I was fading, so I came back up here. I wanted to tell you all about the day I had and some of my takeaways and get ready for day two. So I will not be doing a video on day two, probably. If you want to hear about day two, definitely follow me on Instagram. I'm going to do, I've been doing some posts there. I'm sure I'll be doing stories. So follow me on Instagram if you're not already. So of course at writers' conferences have a lot of writers at them. I know it's mind-blowing. I know it's crazy. So I came to this writers' conference with a small stack of my books, as I showed you in the last video. And the most asked questions, or the first question you or I get asked at things like these are, what do you write? What are you working on? And in the morning, the whole morning, up until lunchtime, I was sheepishly kind of telling people about my Jane Austen books. Not that I'm not proud of them. I'm incredibly proud of them. I know they are marketable. I know they're good books. I know it's a great concept. I know it's niche. So it wasn't the books I was sheepishly talking about. The thing I was sheepishly talking about was the fact that I have not been writing lately, because I have been working on this project, which I'm really excited about. But I wasn't saying that in the morning. I was telling people about my books, which I'm really proud of. And then I was saying, oh, but books 4 and 5 are kind of in the hopper. They're started. I have the beginnings of rough drafts of them, but you won't see those anytime soon. And then I'd just trail off and be like, okay, what are you working on? Which is fine. I mean, so that is how my day started out. And it's really interesting what you find that resonates with you at conferences like this. The first talk of the day was from Jeff Goins, and he talked about, his topic was resistance, like writing through resistance. And one of the things he stressed is that if something is not working for you, pause, take a break, and decide if that thing is what you really want. Because sometimes you may not be writing because you're procrastinating, or you have a lot of ideas and you're jumping from one thing to another. Or maybe you're getting really successful at writing or whatever you're doing, but it's not fulfilling you anymore. That's what he experienced. So just take a moment and think about what you're doing. And if it is what you want to do, then, then now you've realized that and you can commit to it. But if it's not, then maybe there's something else that you know you want to do, but something was holding you back because it would be hard to do that other thing. Or you're already doing well in this thing, so why change to do this other thing? Because change is hard. I'm sorry, I'm saying a lot. It is 9:30 at night. I will try to say less. So I took some notes during his session, and as I listened to other sessions about writing, I'm like, what am I doing? It's right in front of me. This is what I want to do. I'm doing it, and I'm fighting the writing stuff. I probably will get back into writing. I hope I do get back into writing. But I have wanted to combine fashion and writing for years. So I'm like, okay, this is what I'm here to do. I came to this conference to see if this very idea would be viable. So I need to stop talking about my books as much as I love them and as much as I know that there's a market for these books. I've seen authors like me succeed. And I need to start talking about this. I need to start talking about the author stylist and see how that resonates with people. So this woman named Michelle Tracy Berger was at my table, and I started talking to her about that because, it was during the panel. There was a multi-author panel, and they were talking about being a career author, and Michelle does coaching. So I raised my hand and asked a question. How did you start getting into that? So after the talk, we were sitting at the same table, and she asked me, so what author service are you looking to get into? And by the way, earlier my hand just shot up to ask the question, and I didn't want to overthink it. So I just blurted it out. I can't overthink it because I'll psych myself out. There was another conversation later in the day that I completely psyched myself out of having. So it was stupid. It wasn't business related, so it's fine. But anyway, me asking that question during her panel and then her asking me after really opened the door for me to be like, this is what I want to do. So I kind of pledged to myself that for the rest of the day, from lunch on, I talked to Michelle a lot during lunch. From lunch on, I was going to talk about my author stylist business. When someone asks me what I do or what I write, I'm like, well, I have these Jane Austen books. They're awesome. But what I'm trying to get into now is this. And when I started talking about that, I kind of gauged people's reactions, and I noticed people's face lighting up. People here are like, okay, I could see how people would need that. It might take some convincing that people need it, but I picked up on so many great ideas when I just opened up and started talking about it with people. Once I admitted to myself that I am the author stylist, and that's what I want to be for you. It's a service I think I know I can offer people. And once I started talking about it that way, I was able to really open myself up for so much great advice. I wasn't talking about my writing, my stagnant writing anymore. I was able to open myself up to things like that. For instance, I got ideas on things these successful, some of the speakers have learned as they were developing their own personal style. Someone said, I didn't get permission to talk about this, so I'm going to just generalize. One woman I was talking to who always looks great. I mean, I've seen her speak before. She was saying, yeah, people tell me I look really put together all the time, but I just have a formula. It's like I have specific things in my wardrobe that I know I can grab and they all look great together. And I've talked about that on a previous episode with minimalism. Have things in your closet, nice pieces that you know all look great together. So these are things that work, but things that aren't maybe obvious to everyone. It's like, she looks great. It's like, I don't try. It's just that I have these things that I know look good together. And someone else I was talking to, she said she had worked with a stylist in the past. Her face lit up when I said this, because she said, I worked with a stylist in the past, and it totally changed the way I thought about things, because he told me what stores I should be shopping at, And he told me that I can use things I already have in my closet, but maybe get them tailored, because fit is one of the most, if not the most important thing to looking put together. Wear clothes that fit you. So yeah, in the morning, we had that amazing talk about doing things you really want to do, and an amazing panel. And then in the afternoon, we had 2 back-to-back branding talks. So of course, I took tons of notes during those talks. It was Alicia McCalla, who you will see in the next episode, or in a coming episode. I did an interview with her. So that's a treat. You'll love it. Stay tuned. And then Dana Kay, who owns K Publicity, talked about branding. So I talked with her after her session too, got some ideas for my own business. So yeah, it was amazing. I almost forgot to mention, at the end of the night, after all the sessions had wrapped, I had another interesting conversation. I got to meet JP Rhineflesh the Ninth. And he did a tarot reading for me. He had a deck of tarot cards, and I asked him the question, where do you see, is my author business going to succeed? And he laid out the cards, and it was really interesting. So even putting myself out there like that, and getting to talk to JP, who's really great, thinking about my business in a different way, he really nailed something, that an aspect of the business I would have to work on to get it to succeed. So whether you believe in that stuff or not, it's just a different way of thinking about something. And I found it really valuable. So talk to other authors. Yeah, there were moments in the day I was just sitting at a table and being very introverted and closed off. And there's room for that too. But putting yourself out there and talking about what you do with confidence and being open is really where the value comes in. Being open, honest, and this is going to come up again and again, authentic. Is where the magic happens. So that was my big takeaway for today. I'm going to try to get some sleep, but thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Bedecked. Tune in the next couple weeks, because I have an interview or 2 that are going to be really great. So stick around for those. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.